Welcome to another episode of the Same Cast Different Day podcast. I am MARTEL. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Same Cast Different Day podcast. And don't forget to leave us that 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. Just help us out just a little bit. But anywho, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at MARTEL. And don't forget to follow the podcast on all the social media platforms, which is Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at SCDD Podcast and Same Cast Different Day podcast on Facebook. So thank you so much for tuning into this episode. So what I wanted to get into is something that I have got to get into on the previous episodes, because sometimes I forget to be, I'm stupid, and sometimes I forget to take notes. But anyway, what I had wanted to get into was the fact that Donald Trump and his henchmen, I guess the Department of Homeland Security, put out a written statement that nobody knew that was put out, that Russia was trying to interfere with the elections come November. And to me, this just proved that Donald Trump cannot win any kind of election without cheating, unless it's The Apprentice, because it's his own show. But just saying. But for this to happen and for them to put this and for him to withhold this kind of information, and it just shows how much, to me personally, how I think that him and Vladimir Putin are working together. They've been working together this whole time. This has proved everything that has been going on with the trials, with the Hillary Clinton was running for presidency, and all these other things. And it's crazy to see the amount of stupid people who are still supporting Donald Trump. And it's crazy because I look at some of these people who are basically middle and low class people who are Donald Trump supporters. I'm looking at them like, what has Donald Trump done for you as a person? I mean, what tell me what Donald Trump has done for you. And literally, I bet none of them can tell me nothing. And then one of the other things I had wanted to touch on that I didn't get to touch on in one of the other episodes was, I keep hearing so many people saying, Joe Biden is going through, he's have dementia and all these other kind of things. He's having memory problems. And this was reported, and it's crazy because over in Russia, in one of their tabloids, wherever, news outlets, whatever, that's the headline over there, that basically Joe Biden is incompetent of being president. But then you have all these other news outlets all over the world who are saying Trump is the one who's incompetent. And it's none of those countries, it seems like none of those countries want to deal with Donald Trump. No other leadership in the world wants to deal with Donald Trump except for Vladimir Putin. And that just showed Donald Trump's credibility. Like, I don't even know how many times he has been overseas besides to North Korea and probably to England or something like that. I don't know how many of these other countries has he actually been to where, he actually showed that, hey, I care about the people. Let's create an alliance. Any of that. So I don't get Donald Trump's issue, really. Or why does Donald Trump even have these supporters? It's like, really? Come on, people. Get your lives together. And for me, I just don't get, what do people see in Donald Trump? What does his supporters see in him? And it's crazy. I said, and then I know this person. I know a person personally who is single-handedly not voting for Donald Trump because of people saying that he suffers from dementia. And I do not know this number. That he suffered from dementia and all these things, and just mostly from the whole dementia aspect. And then they think that it's some YouTube series called Cuties, and they think that Donald Trump is going to be, Donald Trump is like the show Cuties, was like a bunch of 11-year-olds, twerking all over the United States or something like that. Anyway, I mean, I don't even know how you even put that with the Joe Biden. I just don't know how you put those two together. I just don't understand how you associate 11-year-olds twerking with Joe Biden. Like, everybody keep having this notion that, oh, he's a molester. Like he's just gonna let a bunch of child molesters roam the streets and stuff. Like, what is wrong with you people? And then on top of that, I said, even if Joe Biden get elected into office and something was to happen medically, I said we have a very strong vice president to step in and take that place, which would be Kamala Harris. And I hope I said her first name right. But she's a strong black woman, and the thing about it is she's not married to a black man. But here's the thing: I think it'll bring that equality together. Like, Joe care about black people. A lot of people keep on saying because of his interview, because he had to say that he's down with black people, whatever it was back then, that shows that he isn't down for black, to show that he ain't down for black people. But I I, I truly believe that Joe Biden still he stands for equality, and he wants this country to be successful. He wants black people to be able to go out, leave a house, and be able to come back and not worrying about whether I'm gonna die today because of a police officer pulling me over, or I'm being racially profiled. Like the guy, I don't know what state this happened in, but the guy was going, he was on a jog, he was out jogging, and a police stopped him saying he's fit a description of a suspect, and the guy refused to give him his name. I forgot what state it was in because it's legal for him to refuse to give his name. But anyways, because the police officers anyway tried to say that basically it was him that committed this crime, and put him in back of a police car and had him in jail for 2 to 3 days, and then later released him and then dropped the charges against him once everything went public, because you arrested an innocent black man, you racially profiled. And it's crazy because I feel like they look at black people like, well, they're all are bad because we got a few bad apples. I said, yes, we have a few bad apples. That's just saying that's not to say white people don't have a few bad apples. They don't. I mean, they do. And the fact that we don't judge them on that. Like, we don't look at them and be like, oh, really? Oh, look, little Timmy right there is going to go shoot up the school. Like, we don't look at white people and say things like that. And it's crazy because as soon as we walk down the street, like I said before, you clutching your purses, and you walk, you try to get your distance away from us. It's like, we are out here shopping, trying to do our thing, live our lives the same way how you're out here, but yet we're constantly judged and ridiculed, and we just want to live, and that's all we want, and we want to live with equality and be treated with equality and feel like we are a part of a country that we did not ask to be in. We did not ask to come over here. Our ancestors did not ask to come over here. They didn't ask to catch a ride or hitch a ride over here. They were minding their own business on our motherland, and your people decided to rip our people from their country and destroy our history. And so now some of us don't even know nothing about our family history. We don't know where we came from. They go do the ancestry thing and track our blood. That's the only way we know. And who says that some people even have the means to do that? So it's just like, there's some people who just don't know anything about their culture, their history, where they came from, who they are, anything, because our history was basically wiped. And like I said in the loan, we did not ask for this. We didn't ask to be here. But now we're born here, and we're Americans, and we're trying to do what we can to survive. We are trying to live happy and normal lives. We are just trying to be us, and that's all we're trying to do. It's just to be us, and that's all we're asking. Is just let us live, treat us equally, And it's crazy because, like, it's been 57 years since the March on Washington, and yet we're still having to do these marches and this protesting. Like, we're back in when segregation was alive and thriving. And I want to say thank you to Frank Nitty and Tory Lowe and all the people who went with him, who walked from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to Washington, D.C. I want to say thank y'all. I'm so proud of y'all. Thank you so much for shining a light on Milwaukee and Wisconsin and making it, because to the outside world right now, we are looking like a bunch of heathens, especially with everything that's going on in Wisconsin. So thank you. Thank you for showing the greatness that this place has to offer, that not everybody is ignorant. Not everybody is out here trying to do bad. So thank you so much for that. So anyways, I want to just get this out. I have to get this off of my chest. I want to thank everybody who listens to this episode. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at MARTEL ROWLAND. Follow the podcast page. And if you direct message me, I do answer back. Just putting that out there. I do answer back if you have any questions. So once again, thank you all for listening to this episode. I know it's a very short episode, but I feel like this was something that I had to get off my chest because I have forgot to talk about it on previous episodes. So once again, thank you. And I'm gonna know when I'm gonna fuss because okay, um, so I've been trying to get on the WWE Thunderdome like forever, and I just cannot. And then it was like my call time was like 6:45, and I don't know if they made like 6:45 Eastern or 6:45 like because like I know Raw and SmackDown they go live here at 7. I know in Eastern and it's like 8 o'clock there, so I'm like. I don't know. Anyways, oh my god, no, talk. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to this episode of Same Cast Different Day Podcast. I'm MARTEL Rolling. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. Don't forget to vote. Please go out and vote no matter what goes on. If you don't want to go out and vote, please do an absentee ballot. Go online and sign up for your absentee ballot and vote via mail, which Donald Trump don't want us to do, but we're going to do it anyways. So make sure you go out and vote, and please vote because your voice matters.